Hi everyone, I'm Sunny and today's video will be a celebrity crush reading. So what cinematic romance would you guys have with each other in a make-believe scenario? So I have 3 piles you guys can choose from left to right, pile 1, 2, and 3. So remember, if you need more time, you're more than welcome to pause the video. Otherwise, I will start with the first pile. So with pile number 1, I'm going to place your celebrity crush on the left and you on the right, more or less. Pick up the vibes. So you guys, okay, left side is your celebrity crush, page of wands upright is representing them, and then you would be the magician upright. So interesting. I'm just laughing because both of these characters have like this way about holding a stick, so it just feels like maybe, I don't know why I keep thinking of a reporter, even though it's not like a wordy card. Like I imagine you being like a reporter or something, and you're like, so Mr. So and so, or so Mrs. So and so, what have you been doing? Like, what's your hobbies and stuff? It just feels like the way you're going about it, even though this is not specifically a sword card or anything like that. It just feels like that kind of vibe from your aspect. It's funny how I wanted to start on the left, but I ended up going to the right. Maybe you guys have a common goal, common interest, because it feels like one is heading your direction. So like the left side is your celebrity crush, maybe looking at your direction going on. So that's why the wand energy feels like he or she is heading your direction, looking at you directly. So if they seem interested in you, they would have a flirtatious way about it. I think they would be very flamboyant. I think they would be very fiery. So I always think of Aries, Leo, Sag with this, of course. And I think, how would they go about it? So they would head on straight forward to their crush, and they would put themselves out there. They would not hesitate. So I feel that they would want to tell you that you're good looking, or want to tell you that, you know, you caught their eye. They would want to tell you something about your physical appearance. Like that's the first thing that I would say. Like they would go first for the physical appearance, of course, because that's what attracted them. I think not that they're superficial, but they're visual creatures, whether they're female or male. So you possibly caught their eye in something that they might show. Oh no, sorry, my throat. Give me a second. I think that you likely caught their eye because you express yourself in a way where they don't typically see them. I think you did something like an initiative. You took initiative in something. Maybe you can, like, if you came to them, it was much different than what they're usually talking about in terms of subjects, or your actions was funny, like something like maybe you tripped and you got up and then you didn't even care to be embarrassed. Like you took it like a champ and you still went and, you know, asked them for their autograph, or, you know, you talked to them or you approached them even though you had some minor inconveniences, and you still had a good face and you had a good sport. Like you were a good sport about it, basically. Like it didn't make you feel anything less than, or just you didn't feel dumb. And that's what they're like, huh, like this person's got, like, they got charisma, they have style, they are impressed by the fact that you don't look like you would have a good, not a good personality, but you don't have a good sense of humor, maybe, like at first glance, not necessarily. And they were intrigued, basically. So that's how they would find you interesting, where you approach them directly head on, you ask them a question, you direct yourself to them, and you make the best out of it. So you still have an ace up your sleeve, and they're intrigued. So they caught the ball, basically, on their court. I'm so terrible at saying it right now. But yes, I overall think that this person you would possibly crush on is on the younger side, or someone that's very vivacious, someone that's full of pride and ego. But like it still feels like, in comparison to you, they're a lot more playful and childish. But that's not annoying to you. I think that's what you find endearing in them, that there's someone that can, you know, be a fool, like foolish a little bit, but not annoying. It's just someone that's kind of being cute in your eyes. And I do think overall they it just feels like you guys are aiming at something. So it's like, are you guys showing common interest? Are you guys playing a game where you guys are holding sticks? Are you guys like, I think of scenarios like, imagine yourselves, I think of like, when I think of a cinematic like romance, I think of you guys just either intriguing yourselves with your personalities, but doing like those, what are they called, make believe scenarios where you guys how I for like the elf stuff. Like, are you guys in the fairs? Are you guys in cosplay stuff? Are you guys role playing? There you go. That's the word I was trying. You guys are role playing in some way, where you guys are in a movie set, for example, or are you guys like in an actual like activity place, or you guys are in an expo, or you guys conventions, right? I think you guys could also be role playing or just taking pictures or just stuff like that, where you guys kind of catch each other. Like, well, you guys are posing. It could be like that, or you guys can also be doing activities like what I. sorry, Padawan. I think the activities could relate to like you doing the tag thing, paintballing, or playing laser tag, or doing an activity that's like golfing or something. It's those things where you didn't expect it. It's like that's cinematic to them. It's like being, maybe to them being a little bit more normal, but still being playful is cute. I always think of this kind of vibe gives me like the 10 Things I Hate About You when they're playing and they're doing the paintballing thing. It feels like that, where it's like you guys are maybe wearing protective gear, right? Like your little suits and masks, but you're still like goofing off and throwing paint at each other and running and looking like you're having fun, basically. It just feels like that, right? It just feels like you guys are having fun with the make-believe scenarios. Like he's game or she's game, and you're basically putting the situation there, right? It just feels like you're more, maybe you're more the creative one, and they're just like, I'm game, let's go. Like they're up for a challenge, they're up for like a good time. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much. And next, pile number 2, you guys would be on the right, your celebrity crush on the left. So your left side would be King of Wands reversed, followed by the 10 of Cups upright. So what cinematic romance would you guys have? Well, first off, let me go by personalities first before I say the kind of romance I'm thinking about. So you're a lot more happy and content, I think, with where you're at, and a lot more secure emotionally, very mature, someone that's had a lot of experience. And I think it just gives off very paternal and maternal energy, someone that's a guardian, right? It feels like that. And they're, as the King of Wands reversed, a little bit more introverted, or they might not have the confidence to have their ego, like they don't have a good ego boost maybe, or they might feel conflicted about being more in their masculine energy too as well, or they're conflicted about, you know, being confident, or they have confidence issues overall about their physical appearance too. It is wands, so I also think of physical stuff, so they could be a little bit in those fields where they might not feel that great. They might not really feel like a king, even if they are feminine. It just feels like they don't feel like they're up for the pedestal, maybe because they've been critiqued by a lot. They've been critiqued a lot by their subjects, or they've been basically critiqued a lot by media. So they, I think, would feel comfortable in your energy because you feel like you would be very soft for them and sensitive and considerate, and you would lend an ear, right? So it feels like you maybe aren't exposed to that kind of environment a lot, the ruthless environment, or just an environment where you feel that they have to deal with a lot of strong egos, or just a lot of strong women too, even at that, or just strong authoritative people in power, older people likely, or just strong older women too. Maybe like if you are considering someone, they have to work with group settings, for example, and they went solo and it's been tough, or they had to have worked with a lot of people of the same gender and egos have clashed, and they don't have much say right? It could be one of those things. So they would maybe find refuge in you or something like that. And the kind of romance I feel that would be cinematic for you guys would have to be, it would relate to, I I think of a specific rom-com where you would be the person with like the end goal of like starting a family, or just if it doesn't always have to be a family, but more so commitment, showing commitment to be married with you or have a long-term commitment with you, or having the white picket fence, or just the 9 to 5 job, or basically having the pets and the kids and all the shebang. So it feels like that, where they would feel like they want to fall in love and feel attracted to that, and they would try to hide it. I think they would be like a very private person, so maybe in a romantic setting where they would feel like, not necessarily that they have control. I think they don't. They want to have control enough of the situation where they would feel that they would keep that private, but they would not want it to be public. So I think they like the practicality of love. I think they would like something simple. So they wouldn't want the cinematic. I don't feel necessarily they would want the cinematic romance. I think they would like a more down-to-earth romance of like taking you out to the movies or something, or going out to a nice park to go walk the dogs or something, or the cats. Or they would want to go kayaking. It just feels like something more mellow is more their vibe, and possibly more outdoorsy too. And I think you would love that. I think you're comfortable with that, maybe because it helps with like not stirring your emotions or just making you very anxious of what the possibilities could be. Like maybe you guys are trying to hide from paparazzis and stuff. So it's one of those things where he or she, I keep wanting to say he, so maybe you guys are specifically aiming at men, but they would go for privacy, romanticism, but just between both of you, building up to the grand finale. So it feels like it would be like a slow burn. It feels like they would enjoy that. They enjoy that security. They enjoy the what's the saying about it's not the end result, it's how you get there. That's what they would enjoy. They would enjoy the feeling. So it feels like that they would possibly become a pile of mush and more sensitive if they felt that they had their heart needs met. So yes, I think they would enjoy receiving a rose, or giving you a rose, or giving you chocolates, or you giving them chocolates, or you opening the door for them, or they opening the door for you. So it's little gestures that they would enjoy very much. Not so much having this grand romance, but more so the caring nature that romance can bring about, their sensitivity, their vulnerability. They would feel like they would enjoy that for the most part. Maybe there's someone that would like to hear or write to you for a while, right? Even though this isn't communication, they would enjoy writing letters or just texting, or sending each other memes, which is more modern too, or talking on the phone or FaceTiming for long periods of time, and then finally meeting with each other. It feels like not necessarily long distance, but more so, going about your day, but still having that highlight of each other, right? As the highlight of the day, because you guys talk to each other, or you send each other messages, and you're like thinking about each other, just putting yourselves in the other person's positions of their emotions, right? So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Pile number 2. Next, pile number 3. Excuse the allergies, by the way. It's been raining, if you can hear that. So you guys will be represented on the right side, your celebrity crush on the left side. So pile number 3, you guys have the hangman upright on the left, and then the tower on the right side reversed. So let me take a sip of water before I continue. Pile number 3, your cinematic romance would be a whirlwind romance, because I think you guys have a lot on your mind. Funny enough, I think even though the hangman is upright, the hangman is still someone that's feeling like they can't make a choice, or they can't move, or they can't really put in action what they're thinking about internally, because they're overthinking, or they have a lot of options and they haven't made it. It's one of those things where they could easily untie themselves, but I feel like it's a personal blockage. um okay, let me rephrase that, because reverse, I feel it's more personal, but it's a personal blockage put because others put them in that spot where they're like, well, if I continue to do this, it's not gonna work out for me, so why bother? So I'm just gonna sit still and let it run its course, even though it's bothering me. I'm not gonna do anything about it. That's how it feels. With your pile, it feels more chaotic and unstable, maybe because you're feeling intense emotions, you're going through a lot of chaos. So when I think of this turmoil of like focusing on like rebranding your foundation or refixing the foundation and stuff like that internally, I feel that you guys, I don't know why, but I keep thinking that this is a kind of scenario that would happen where it's like there's a third party situation, for example, and you guys are feeling guilty about it, and it's like you guys have harboring feelings for each other. One's not doing anything about it, and the other one's too paralyzed in fear or like paranoia and stuff like that to actually go about it too, because they don't want to be the bad guy. And it feels like that, right? So it feels like there's got to be someone that's a bad guy, but no one's happy or no one's doing anything, so everyone's unhappy. And if you guys just loved each other or liked each other, you guys would like leave your prospective love interest sorry for my throat, your prospective love interest you guys are with, and just not hurting anybody, right? And just trying to figure it out. So it feels like that, where it's like it's one of those romance movies where you feel like someone's gonna get married, and then they end up finding someone that spikes up their interests, and they really feel for them. So it's one of those situations where one party or both parties could be taken, and you guys meet each other and you turn your world upside down, and you guys are in turmoil, and you're stressed about it, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling bad about it and guilty because you like both people, but you really love more one person over the other, and it's possibly the person you're thinking about, right? So it's one of those things where you feel bad that you have to break the stability, the foundation of what you thought you built a commitment to, and that's why you are in your head, or that's why you feel like chaos internally, that you're trying to transform it into something else, right? Even though it's not the death card, but it feels like that with this pile, that you guys are trying to make the best of the situation, but you might just end up hurting everybody in the process. It's not gonna be easy. Or if it's not even this kind of situation, that's like a romantic way that's just one way that it could go about, right? In this rom-com scenario, that's cinematic and like dramatic, right? There's a lot of drama involved. I think it could be you guys meeting in like a secret place, where like not a secret place that you're purposely trying to seek out, but like a mental health facility or a hospital, and you guys are trying to treat each other, like not treat each other but just treat yourselves, heal yourselves, and you have a lot of chaos and instability, and then you end up meeting each other by chance, and you guys end up falling in love, right? It could be one of those situations. I think of that. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, but I think of I think it's the Silver Linings. Is it the Silver Linings movie, or the Silver Linings playbook or book or something, with what's her face? What is the Katniss? Jennifer Lawrence, and what's his other face? I forgot. But the well-known actor, right? So they fall in love, and they're just messy people with messy mental health. They are kind of fighting those like past love interests with their present one, right? So it could be one of those things where it could be like messy, chaotic, triggering, but somehow it changes your world upside down, and it's just dramatic, a lot of drama involved, and that's why you guys are in this inner turmoil or chaos about, what are the possibilities that could be good, or what are the possibilities of like going bad. and you guys are just weighing out stuff, right? Or it just feels like that from their perspective. They're weighing out stuff and like everything that they've done, and then you are just trying not to feel, you know, all these hidden emotions. You're just trying to suppress it, and you're gonna have to deal with it, right? It's some of those things, right? So do keep in mind this is just a general reading, but that's what I feel for you guys. You know, changes that are dramatic, that maybe others don't see, but you guys, because you guys know each other very well, or have started to know each other very well, you can easily spot them. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It helps me out with my channel, and I'll see you in a different video. So bye everybody.